Assalamu alaikum and welcome again. Now we are solving February-March 2023. Now it is just saying that we have to create this spreadsheet as a new spreadsheet. It is not in the supporting files, and we are just working to calculate the number of tiles required to tile a wall. We should work in most efficient method, and all documents must be in professional standard. And just to know that we have this supporting file for the CSV, we will use it later. Now we have just to make the same as this spreadsheet, and we used for doing these questions. Now this is the red merged from A1 to C1, and also we have a cropped 2, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Now these are all right aligned, here are left aligned, and we have the same numbers. I have wrote my name here, center number, and my candidate number. Then I'm ready for question 2. What does question 2 ask us to do? Now, yes, we have to save it in Excel workbook as a spreadsheet named tiles, and I have done this before. So let's go to question 2. Now in question 2, open a separate worksheet in this workbook, and using appropriate worksheet, I will call it sizes as the same of the name of the file. Examine this data formula in the cell C to display the size of the tile as length times width. To display, not to calculate. Be sure about this. For example, if the tile has the length of 60 with 30, so we will display this 60 by 30, not to calculate 60 times 30. Now, let's bring sizes. Control A, Control C. Then here I have created the file with the sheet name sizes. Then we have to work on this display. It will be using concatenate equals concatenate the length of here. Sorry. Now here equal concatenate the length, comma, space sorry, x sorry. Now B2, and here we go. We have done the display. After this, I have to save my work and back to the question paper. So question 2 is done. I will go to check. Here the 60, length 30. This is the original sizes. Now 60 and 30 displayed in 60 times 30. Right. Question paper in the worksheet created in step 1, which is the calculator. Make sure that B5 can only contain a blank cell or the letters YN in upper or YN in lower. Add appropriate text for the user and don't include a drop-down menu. Okay, this is first time to say this note. This is validation, as you know, because we are restricting the data entry. It is like blank, y, n, y, n. So let's do this in B5, and this is B5. Data validation list for sure, and here in cell drop down we don't want it to be highlighted, so it is off. Now ignore blank, it means it contains blank. Y, Y, N, and okay, we have to make input allowed, input, we can say blank, Y, Y, N, N, and I will just write this here also for the error message, input error, and this is the allowed input. I can now put Y, N, or just blank. It is okay. After this is question 3 done. Now let's go for question 4. In the cell B7, make sure that the user can select from drop-down list. Now we want drop-down list to contain the size of the tiles from step 2. So back to our calculator and just let me fix this. Now calculator in the tile size, the data validation here, list, drop down is okay, and the source here from sizes, we will just take this list and okay. Now we can just display whatever we want. Done. So question 4 is one of the normal validation. Now in 5, it's talking about B8. Make sure that the user can select from drop-down list containing only landscape and portrait, no blank. Okay. Here in the tile orientation, validation, list, portrait, or landscape, and ignore blank, no. Now I have to take screenshots for evidence for each of one that I have done to my evidence file. By this, question 5 is already done. Now enter formula in B13 that uses the orientation of the tile size to display horizontal tile size. For example, if the size is 60 by 30, is in portrait orientation, cell should display 30. If the style was landscape, it should display 60. So we have here, if it is landscape or portrait, we have to gain from this text the 60 or 30 according to the question that it is horizontal or vertical. Now I will go to B13 right here, and I will work on some function which is not usually used. Yani sometimes some people may find it new for us, but we have now to know it. The function is find. Find, you are just asking the system to find for you some specific letter. If it is found, it is giving you this place of this letter. You can find it in your book. Find question or find function. Now, if B8, which is the orientation, equals landscape, then I want the left here, left of what? This B7. And now here, I want the left. How many? Find x between quotation, and this find I should write minus 2. Why? Because it will give me the position of x and including the space. So I don't need the x, I don't need the space. So it will return to me just only how many characters I want, the required, then right. If it is not landscape, so it will be the portrait. So now I will not get the left, I need the right of B7 here. But now I will not go just only for find. First of all, I will refer to the length of this B7. After that, I will say minus find x, and now it will be minus 1 because the space will not be counted. After that, in this we have just tested if it is landscape, find the left, else find the right, minus 1 here for this, and the number I will multiply by 1 just to make it as number. So our new function find x in B7, find x in B7. Yes. The same, I will make a copy here and just, it's not landscape. I will go now, it is landscape, but we will make the opposite, portrait. Here, question 7, it's asking about B16 to calculate the number of tiles required for a wall with no window, which means I have wall with tiles. To calculate the number of tiles on a wall, the tiler calculates the number of tiles required horizontally and multiplies this by the number required vertically. Now we have to refer to the measurements that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. If a tile has to be cut, it will count as full tile used, which means this is round up for 0 decimal places because we are talking about whole number. Add 5% to the number of tiles in case of a breakage, which means we are multiplying by the factor of 5%, 1.5. Okay, so this is my factor, and I have to remember the round up here. Now let's do the job. Equals, this is the horizontal, the length, multiplied by 100 for the measurement unit, and then it is divided by the length of horizontal tile, the horizontal. Then I will make this as 1 unit to be multiplied by the vertical, which is the height, times 100 divided by vertical. Now this is all rounded up in 0. Then we have to multiply by, then I will take this all in integer or round down, it's the same. Okay, round up the division multiplied by round by this division. Okay, so this is done. Back to our question paper. Question 8. It's talking about the wall with a window, which means I have this wall, it has a window. So these are the tiles, and here I don't have any tile. So we need this area minus this area. Now how to do it? Calculate the area of whole wall. If tile has to be cut, it will count as full tile, which means round up. Then calculate the number of full tiles that would be in the window area, as we said here. So it will not be included. Do not include any part tile. So I can use integer or round down, because we will not take the fraction. We will ignore it. We will take just only the integer part of the work. Then if we say this is x and this is y, so we are talking about to subtract the number of tiles in the window from the number of tiles of the whole wall, so it is like x minus y. Then it will be to be add 10%, so I will just multiply it by the factor of 1.1 in case of breakage. Okay, so let's go to B17 and do the job. I will use the idea here of round up the area of the whole wall. This is all as the whole wall minus the area of the window. I can also use the same one, but here integer or round down. Then I will not use the length of the wall. Here we need length of the window. And here, rather than the height of the wall, it will be the height of the window. Now, this whole number will be multiplied by the factor 1.1, and this all should be an integer to take a whole number. This is my result. Question 9. Place formula in your spreadsheet. He is not mentioning where in which cell. So that if square tile, the contents in the cell A8 and B8 are not visible. How to know it is square when the length is the same of the height? And like this is not square, it is rectangle. Now, if it is square, it will be like this, 45 by 45. Now, what they don't want to see it is portrait or landscape because it will not be logic. It's just a square. So, I have to highlight these two cells and what? I need here to make a conditional formatting. If this is square, I will make them hidden. If not, I will show them. So I can use this B 13 and 14 for the comparison of the measurements. If they are equal, I will hide these. It will be so easy, but it's a new idea. Now, new rule, and I will use this time use formula to determine which cell to format. Then, what is my work? If B13 equal B14, format. How to hide the words or the font? Just use the white font. Okay. Now it is square. Let's make it not equal. Now equal. So it works. Alhamdulillah. Save your work and back to the question. This is done. Place in your spreadsheet also formula so that when letter N is placed in B5, the contents of the cells A10 to C11 and A17, B17 are not visible. Let's check here. If this is no, so there is no window. We don't need these and these. Sorry. We will hide this data because it has no value. As we see, A17, B17, yes. No, so, okay. Conditional formatting, and this will be easier also. New rule, formula. My formula here, if this equals between quotation the letter N, make format in white font and go. Now it is not no, it's yes. Make it N, it is hidden. Make it capital N, also hidden. Make it Y, okay. So it works, Alhamdulillah. Save your work. Go to the question paper. Place formula in your spreadsheet so that if it is yes in B5, the contents of the cells in the range B16 to A16 are not visible. So B16, A16, conditional formatting, new rule, the formula, if this one equals between quotation y, then go to format. My work here is white, and here we go. Now check this. If it is no, those hidden and disappears. If it's yes, it is disappearing and these appear. Now, and this is working as well, so we have no problem. So Alhamdulillah, we have to save our work and back to question paper. This is done. Save this spreadsheet with the name tiles1 underscore followed by your data. Now file, save as in your work area, and I will make it like this. Okay. Now just the testing question. Now this is the easiest one, easy 12 marks. Test your spreadsheet with following test data and save each test as a spreadsheet with a given name like this, test 2, test 3, and followed by your center number, candidate number. Please be sure that you are doing this in your working area folder. Now, wall with 3 meters, okay, as the long. Just let me write the notes, okay? Or we just tile here. 3 meter, 2 meter high, no window. Size is 50-25. Tile in landscape. Orientation. So we have done this, and this. Now the answer will be just saved as a spreadsheet in my working area. Task as type 2. Now tiles 3, 3, 2, no window, 30, 30, just to check the square here. It's working. And this is also done. It's in portrait or landscape. No window. Yes, we don't care. So file, save as, here 3, 4, 5, and 2.4, here 5, 2.4, 1. Yes. So when it is giving me a window with its dimensions, so this is yes, show the dimensions, 1 meter, 1.2, 60, 30, landscape. It's already landscape. So this is my result, and save as my working area here 4. Then the same as 4, but it is portrait. So just only I will change this to portrait. Then save as times 5. By this, we have finished all the spreadsheet Excel in this exam. Until I see you in the next exam, I wish you all the best luck. See you again, inshallah.